and this is the other part of my post that I find amusing. Like, everybody's still on the jock of Manny Pacquiao. Like, he
It's
was not
insane,
hurt by
Lee.
this
It's
loss at
absolutely
all.
insane.
All right, go ahead.
No, I'm agreeing with you. It's insane how the Pacquiao fans have totally looked past the fact that this guy robbed us, man. He literally went
He
in the
was in on
ring
the con.
hurt.
He was in on the con. He was in on
He,
the
you know what?
job.
It's yeah. And then how many people still act like he won the fight? I mean, it's a joke, but yeah, the prime minister, he goes on a 15-minute speech about this fight. Literally points out someone in the that's sitting on stage with them and tells him he will not be giving him his $5,000 bet that he won because he wants an investigation done on the fight.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Is it?
I'm gonna hire an independent panel of Las Vegas referees to go back and score that fight and see what they do. It will never change. It will be 8 rounds to 4, no matter how many times you look at the fight. And the second time I watched,
Pacquiao says he won by 2.
okay, I don't know what fight he was at. I really don't. The Mayweather fans are pissed off because the Mayweather fans and the Pacquiao fans are at least mad about the same thing. Floyd ran away from him. Gee, it was just a couple of weeks ago when I said that that Mayweather would be on a bicycle and not engage and fight from a running position all night. No surprise, that's what he did. The the
Yeah, no, it was Manny that we wanted to do more. It was Manny that was supposed to engage this fight, and he
right.
really didn't.
No.
Um, yeah, it's not looking good. Not looking good for Pacquiao at all. I just forgot what I was going to say. Oh, did you hear about the death? The death this week?
No. Tell me.
Tony Ayala. Tony Ayala, you remember him. He was in your time.
Yes.
Former rapist more than a boxing champion. He was just a former rapist who was in boxing. Undefeated at the time. He got sent away for 16 years. Was found dead in his gym on Tuesday morning, Lee.
Gee, what a shocker that a piece of crap human being was found dead.
Yeah, didn't get no rest in peace from Fight Net Radio, I'll tell you that.
No, I think I did. I'm sure I dedicated multiple shows to talking about him.
Yeah, which that wasn't his first charge of rape either. That was just the one he got caught with. Yeah, the guy just had a bad life. But he was undefeated. He was supposed to be in a huge fight, I believe, with Rodney Moore. Was that his name? Is that the one that Duran beat? I think that's his name. Okay. He was just supposed to be in a huge fight with him, Lee, back in the 80s, and possibly in one with Duran. Goes away. Well, they found him dead in his gym in San Antonio. Now they're reporting that there was a syringe, there was a spoon, there was a bag of heroin. So it looked like he
couldn't happen to a better guy. Hopefully he died broke. With a little dribble coming out of his mouth. I got no love. Look, I got a female daughter. All right,
I got nothing for him either.
Yeah, I got nothing for the man. Good for him that he was undefeated. I'm glad he died alone in a gym doing drugs.
Right.
Personally, he would be dead. Oh, and by the way, if my daughter ever comes under any form of harm whatsoever, I flat out guarantee it, and they can play this at my trial. I did it. Whoever did it, I did it.
DNA on the bullet.
DNA on the bullet. Okay, I will DNA on the damn bullet. Okay, there won't be any questions about it. I will go to jail with a smile on my face. There's no temporary sanity.
You know, in the movies they always show the action stars putting the crosses in the bullet. You're gonna put LH.
I'm gonna sign them. I'm gonna rub it in my ass cheeks and get it all stinky up with DNA and taint.
Oh, that's so gross.
Oh, I hope the dude gets an infection and dies slowly. But I digress. The other news, Deontay Wilder announces his next big fight in Birmingham, Alabama. He will be fighting Eric Molina. If you're going, huh? Who's that?
Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly what I had to do because he's not even ranked.
PBC taking a nosedive, Lee.
You know, and it's funny because I was talking to our friend Billy Wright today, for those of you who don't know, the fine gentleman who punched me in the stomach. And I said, really, Eric Molina? All I wrote was Eric Molina question mark the minute I read it, and the response was, yeah, I know. Um, I don't think it means jack to be rated. I think it, and I'll say it again, it only matters to who you're signed with. And I threw out a bunch of names at Billy that he should look into for his next for to get a name. I said there are very few guys that aren't fighting for somebody. And that's the problem. I mean, no matter how you slice and dice it, here's what it comes down to. It's all about who you sign with.
Yeah, right now it's about Al Heyman.
Right.
I mean, I don't even know if Billy signed with Top Rank, I don't know if they would have the same pool as say Al Heyman does for the heavyweights right now. Um, it's just a dead end road. I don't know. Like Robert Guerrero announced he's facing Aaron Martinez later on
Again,
this year.
who?
Now we have Deontay Wilder facing
Eric
Eric
Molina.
Molina.
Who? I don't
I'm
know.
like, Lee, who are these guys?
Right. I have to go on BoxRec. Let me help you out with Eric Molina because I looked it up. His biggest claim to fame was losing to Chris Arreola.
Exactly. Yes.
He
Exactly.
lost to Chris Arreola.
Aaron Martinez just lost to Josito Lopez.
Uh, and this is going to be better for boxing.
I know. I know.
Oh,
This is what I
you
didn't
don't
want
know.
to see.
You said it was going to be good for boxing.
No, you stop it. I said Al Heyman. Al Heyman is the one that's going to outlast these fighters. But these fighters that were potential stars, that had big fights ahead of them and completely shined away from them to go on this little venture with Al Heyman in the free market, I said it was going to hurt them, and I'm sorry, but Robert Guerrero should have been in a pay-per-view fight already. Peter Quillin should have been in a pay-per-view fight already, at least headlining HBO. He was an undefeated middleweight champ that had numerous prospects already under his record. Adrian Broner, Danny Garcia, Jesus. Danny Garcia should have been in at least 2 pay-per-view fights already. This kid had so much marketability before totally getting away from Golden Boy, going with Al Heyman, and his career taking a straight nosedive into the ground. Yes, they're making $1 million. Yay, let's all clap our hands and say they're making $1 million. But we are talking about headliners here. We're talking about pay-per-view money. That's better than $1 million. I'm sorry, Robert Guerrero versus Aaron Martinez. I am not driving down south to go see. You know I'm a Robert Guerrero supporter. I've supported him for over a decade. At this point in his career, I am not driving to Southern California to watch you take on a guy named Aaron Martinez who just lost to Josito Lopez. That doesn't make you top 10.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
And now we have now we have the heavyweight champ of the world who he started his career off great. He got Bermane under his belt. That's a good champion. He had a great record. You go and you follow it up with who? Eric Molina? And breaking news, Eric Molina said he's coming to knock you out. Jeez.
Yeah, big update. And does anybody else notice that the
Big
fight is
update.
only 3 weeks away? Like, how do you announce a fight that's only 3 weeks away?
I hope they have it. You know, Heyman would be smart if he would announce Deontay's next fight while he's fighting Eric Molina. That would be Chavez like. Then you can say, all right, well, this is just a tune-up for when he fights someone with actually a record and credibility and someone that could maybe possibly beat you. But as of now, he's had like 31 Eric Molinas and 1 world champ.
Yeah. Well, and again, you're talking, again, it's the Al Heyman mind-numbingness, right? Lara and Rodriguez, Guerrero.
Lee, thank you. Delvin Rodriguez. Are you shitting me right now? Yes. As Lara versus Rodriguez, I forgot that got announced. Yeah, add that one to the list of BS.
Right. And it's good for boxing, right? He's
No
the
one's
guy.
gonna watch that. You know his ratings dropped in the last show. And not by a lot, but they still went down. They didn't go up.
I don't see I'm really trying hard to see, like, PBC was going to be modeled after the UFC. Just put the best guys in. What he's doing is he's building his fighters for paydays.
Yep. Yep.
Pay-per-view is all that matters to Al Heyman and Floyd Mayweather. It's all about it. That's all this is.
I believe it. I believe it. You know, the Porter, they just announced Adrian Broner is going to fight Sean Porter. Lee, I thought Adrian Broner was going back to junior welterweights. That's what he told everyone in his last fight when he fought John Molina. Now he's going back to 147 where he looked terrible. He hasn't looked good at 147 at all. Why are you going to go back there? Is that what Heyman told you to do for that $1 million?
Right. I'm completely with you.
Don't be surprised if Sean Porter slaps the shit out of Adrian Broner. That's a bigger man. He's your age. You guys are about equal in skill, and he's bigger than you. I got Porter winning that fight. Adrian is such a lazy fighter. He's not one to go toe-to-toe. He needs those type of guys he can pick off. That's not Sean Porter. Bad matchmaking on Al Heyman's side if Adrian Broner was supposed to be one of your next ticket sellers, because he will be defeated for the second time when he faces Porter at 147.
I completely agree. Yeah, boxing is dead right now. Look, I'm going to agree with the casual fans. We're acting like dinosaurs. We're not building super fighters. The one super fighter we have filled the stadium. And the reason he's a super fighter, I'm willing to jump on the Canelo jock, only because he at least beats the crap out of people.
And he's signing the fights. He's signing the fights that people want to see. Lee, and I don't mean this as a joke, but this kid was a motorcycle accident away from already facing Paul Williams, Floyd Mayweather, Kirkland, and Lara. That is an incredible run for someone who's only 24 years old. If we had more fighters with the guts of Saul, we'd be in a better place.
Yeah, but we don't. We have guys who want to get paid.
$1 million. I made $1 million.
Hey, look, I'd sign with Al Heyman for $1 million to fight nobodies.
Exactly.
I mean, I think everybody should get a piece of the Al Heyman pie. They should. He's clearly giving. This is some kind of elaborate money laundering scam that's going to play out later on. That he got all his money from drug money or something. I guarantee. There is nothing inside of me. I'm going to play this audio back someday where I said that I know for a fact that this has got to be some kind of tax write-off or scam or money laundering scam.
Yeah, he got funded like $400 million or something like that. A company gave him.
That's dumb money. Dumb. Dumb.
He bought up basically all the networks that were showing fights, Lee. They're all under Al Heyman right now. He had the money to spend. $20 million every contract.
Well, and give Top Rank credit. They're not sleeping on their feet. They're reusing their old fighters now and sticking them in Macau. Shout out to our friend Nonito Donaire, who's got another fight in Macau coming up. Let's just keep using Nonito up until he has to talk and eat through a straw.
Yeah, and you know, if
he should stop. Nonito should stop.
And you're right. No, I agree with you. And if he would have just waited, in line, he would be the man right now. Pacquiao is done. Yep. But he kept forcing Bob Arum. He kept forcing him, so Bob Arum did it to him.
Yep. And now he's a used-up fighter, and now he's off to Macau to go get beat up by Macauians.
Yeah. I'll agree with that. He only had to wait about 2 more years, and he would have been in line to be the pay-per-view guy. And Top Rank couldn't do it. The Filipino market in America is not that big for 2 ticket sellers. You can't pay both guys $25 million every other month or every other every 2 months. He couldn't do it. He only had one cash cow. That was Pacquiao. Nonito had to wait in line. Nonito kept taking him to court, wanted out of his contract. And then
so the powerhouse in boxing, from a promoter standpoint, is Al Heyman at this moment.
It's what it looks like. Everyone's got Al Heyman in court. That usually means you're number one.
Yeah, right. I mean, Golden Boy is lucky because they've got Canelo, but if Canelo's got nobody to fight, then what does it matter?
Right. Well, what Canelo has though is star power, and there's not too many guys that can deny him right now. Like